black man, you got to prove yourself in this. Really is, you know, to know that people can just go out and say you did something and never had a conversation with you, never put eyes on you, just from what some dirty ass cop done said in the community. You know what I'm saying? This was some dirty ass cop done told the community to say. You know, my words might not all come out right, but you know what I mean. You know, but shit. You know, you just wake up feeling, have you ever just woke up feeling defeated? You know what I mean? You do the right thing. And sometimes just doing the right thing, man, just ain't good enough. Ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like for being a black man, you got to prove yourself in this world. You got to, everything you say got to goddamn be gotta be put to the test. Or you got to have proof. You know what I'm saying? You got to have proof. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers telling me I'm gutting my own goddamn pigs. I'm stealing my own goddamn goats. Well, where am I keeping them? Where they at? Oh man, shit just ain't making sense. I'm poisoning my own fucking dog. Like, no, bro, that just ain't. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? They playing on severely playing on my patience. You know what I'm saying? They're tormenting me and my wife. They falsely charging us. Like, goddamn, man. They trying, like, sure. Boy, look here. You fucking colonizers. Y'all really something else, man. Y'all really fucking something else, man. Goddamn trash, bro. Yeah, man, I just...
All praises to the Most High. Bless up to the Chosen One. Shalom Yasharala. Welcome to another Full Armor News. Full Armor News is currently reporting some of the tragedies that have been happening in Colorado Springs. Now, as of recent, there has been some domestic attacks that have been happening in Colorado Springs. And these attacks have been focused towards a Black couple who have been trying to rebuild their lives. And within rebuilding their lives from actually leaving a hurricane that they were a part of, this couple moved to Colorado Springs in an attempt to start a new life. Now, cattleman Courtney W. Mallory and his wife Nicole, as of late, have been dealing with tools being destroyed, calves being stolen. One of his dogs, one of his hogs, had their entrails split. They beheaded and butchered some goats. This man has been going through the most within this land that he had bought in Colorado Springs, which is, he's in El Paso County. Now, within being in El Paso County, the land that he has bought, he got that was vacant. And I believe I had talked to one of my brothers who had told me that this land that this couple owns at one point was land that people were actually dumping remains in before they had purchased it. And after he purchased this land, him and his wife had been attempting to go ahead and just start their life over within having their farm and being able to produce their livestock. So he's been going through a variety of domestic attacks that have very much impacted his business. Now, this gentleman, it seems like he contacted officers. He's contacted a variety of other organizations to try to get help within this. And within that, He has not received any help. He's had people drive by his farmland, and pretty much as they drove by, haven't said anything. They've put derogatory messages on his actual land, calling him all sorts of derogatory terms. And nobody has been doing anything in reference to this. Not a lot of news coverage has been taking place within this incident, in this situation. And I think that's one of the most amazing things about this, just because just a few years ago, if there was any racially charged action, whether it be a George Floyd case or whether it be Tamir Rice or any of these other heinous crimes, a Karen, if you will, if any of these things would have happened just a few years ago, the public would have been in uproar. And I think that's one of the things that I'm most amazed about within this case. This is actually something that is very scary in the times that we're in, where a couple like this, who are a little bit older, can be marginalized and discounted and not heard. I mean, they made a TikTok post that only got a few hundred likes, a few, like 20 to 30 actual comments on it. And then within having just a few comments on it, you start to realize that now that this situation isn't something that brings anybody fame and nobody can actually get any publicity off of it, it seems that people aren't as interested within it. So it brings to my mind, what are we actually doing when we say that we're activists and that we're fighting for change? One of the things that I really want to address is that the fact that if any news channels, whether it be a CPR or whether it be 9 News, 7 News, Channel 31 News, anybody who cared enough to go ahead and actually cover this, it could actually keep this couple safe. But because there's very little exposure being highlighted within this situation, they're fearing for their lives. So at this point, when we're talking about change, transformation, and activism, do we just chase the loudest, the most attractive case that brings the most exposure to whatever we're doing? Or do we chase and go after the things that are the most important because it impacts the community and it impacts individuals and it impacts the ways that we flourish as a community? So within this, it seems that him and his wife have gone through a variety of hard times. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a little bit of what's been going on within this case, because there is an article that was actually written, and I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to the Ark Republic. I believe they're based out of New Jersey, which is a whole nother thing. A publication based in New Jersey is covering something that happens in Colorado. You would think that there would be more Colorado publications that would be interested in covering something like that, but it is what it is. Full Armor News, we tried to go ahead and get some of these least notable, the less notable styles of cases so that we can bring it to the public's attention. And from there, the public can go ahead and take actions within it. Now, the thing that actually amazed me the most is that I heard very little about it. I have two Akis, two brothers who actually brought it to my attention, gave me more details of what was going on. And I'd like to thank them for actually bringing it. And what I plan on doing with this actual situation is going deeper into it, possibly even bringing him on, doing an interview so that the public can get more information from his mouth of the things that he's been going through and how it's been impacting him. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this article so that we can go through it and kind of hear and see some of the things that he's been going through. And there's actually images of some of the things that he's actually been impacted in. So in order for us to get a bit more of an understanding, let's go ahead and read through it. So, like I said, this is from the Ark Republic publication. Once again, I'd like to thank them. This is for educational purpose, free use. So this is for us to be able to better understand what's going on within this Colorado Springs situation. Now, on this one, it says Black rancher fixes horseshoe. It says, get out. Colorado ranchers face domestic terrorism by local whites who say they are trying to steal their land. Let's go into the article. A black couple rebuilt their lives after losing everything in a hurricane. They never thought they'd be thrown into a fight for their ranch and possibly their lives. In this problematically, in this, sorry about that, in this problem within the white hostile Colorado community. Every night on Freedom Acres Ranch is a gamble of life and death for black cattleman Courtney W. Marley and his wife Nicole. As of late, he most likely will find tools destroyed, a prize calf stolen, or one of his hogs with its entrails spewing from its slit belly. Beheaded and butchered goat carcasses are a common sight. Recently, his newly born calf vanished. Not long ago, the mother of his Pyrenees puppies was poisoned along with several pigs. Often, he picks up the animal's remains on the farm and has had to put out fires like this when in his chicken coop was set ablaze. To make the situation more strenuous, the Marley fence has been damaged over 10 times. Frequently, they must replace surveillance equipment after they see strangers pointing a device towards their cameras, which ends up jamming them and taking out the signal. Plus, their electricity lines have been cut, and neighbors have stolen well waters by running an illegal line from their source. One day, Courtney was chased by a white man when repairing a portion of his fence. The aggressor, who was in a car, gunned for Courtney, who made it to his vehicle in just enough time to dash away in a hellish pursuit. Once he made it to the end of the property, the man steered the other way. One evening, Nicole was followed by a woman who almost ran her car off the road, then put on high beams and pulled out what looked like a gun. The confrontation was exceptionally unnerving, and because Nicole was returning from the church, function with her visiting nieces and nephews. Once or twice a week, strange people drive slowly by their ranch, stop and take pictures or videos, and sometimes brandish guns at them. The couple is frequently followed, especially while they're in town. As a result, they very rarely travel and are mindful at what time, clearly, and that they're unwanted within that town. Now, if we go down here, this is the actual evidence of his cattle, gruesome pictures of his cattle that were murdered. They're telling the public that he's doing this to his own cattle, which makes no sense. I mean, if he's just trying to move into a town and have a life with his wife and kids, it would seem pretty ridiculous for him to want to even do that to his own cattle. And why would he want to go ahead and waste money like that? It makes no sense. So within this, it seems that on Monday, they are attending an MLK holiday breakfast in Denver in hopes to galvanize more supporters outside of getting help from law enforcement. So far, Courtney has alerted the NAACP, the ACLU, and fellow church members. A staff member at the ACLU agreed to help, but recently died. The NAACP has been mum, and churchgoers have been doing prayer circles. I'm out here taking care of animals, not getting any help, exclaimed Courtney. I'm getting emotional and frustrated on my end. Now, folks, this is something that you would hear, or you would think that you would have heard 30, 40 years ago. Sounds like something that you would have heard in the 1960s. But it seems like at this point that specifically in Colorado Springs, they've been having reoccur racial issues that have been very charged within which towards black folks. I'm not sure about El Paso County. I've never been there myself, but recently in Colorado Springs, there was the Mark Curry situation where he was in the hotel lobby. And within being in that hotel lobby, it seems that he was harassed for just hanging out in the lobby. Now, Colorado Springs does have a history of racism. I mean, they made a whole movie about it. Spike Lee made the movie The Black Klansman, and that was in reference to the Klan that lived in Colorado Springs and a young officer who infiltrated and ended up taking them down, supposedly, or at least getting a few of the head members arrested. I don't remember the movie specifically, but it happened in Colorado Springs. One thing that I will say is that the fact that this is something that is so visible, something so close to home that nobody is actually addressing, the thing that makes it the most aggravating and I would say the most scary is that nobody is actually caring enough to do anything. And it seems in the days and the times that we're in, people don't react to a situation until after somebody has already been marginalized, whether it be through a beating or through actually a killing. Now, this couple right now are pleading for the actual public to help them in any capacity. So the fact that nobody cares enough, or maybe nobody knows enough, or maybe because there is nobody picking up this case or putting it out to publicize the situation in the ways that is actually happening is very concerning. And the days and the times that we're in, it's very important for us as a community to be able to get out news and talk about the reality of what's happening within our communities. So the way that this community is marginalizing these people is appalling. And the fact that there's no accountability for the money that is being stolen from this couple and all the work that they're doing. Now, it seems that they're minding their own business. There's not too many people who move into a small rural area, a farm of any sorts, that look for trouble. And to be honest with you, everything that's happening within the economy right now, everything that's happening within stores buying products from farmers and everything, it's making the game more cutthroat. So because it's becoming more cutthroat, these styles of incidents are probably happening more times than not. Now, it seems right now that a lot of Black farmers are being marginalized on a variety of different levels, and nobody's hearing their voices. Now, there's been a couple of, small write-ups and things that have been talked about the importance of Black farmers in the community and how there's bigger corporations who are attempting to buy them out or even drive them out if they don't agree to whatever contracts that they have on the table. So within this case, what I'm hoping to do is to build out the narrative so that there's a better understanding of what's happened and possibly try to connect them to any resources that might be of help. With that being said, I'm putting out this to the community, especially the community that lives here in Colorado, but the overall community. When I say anybody who is an American citizen who cares for people who are being marginalized and are just trying to make a living. This situation right here should never happen. And the fact that we have a tradition of this happening, and supposedly we're in a progressive new time within the 21st century, and a lot of these old ideas have faded away, we're showing evidence that we're going through nothing more than a cycle. So with that being said, I'm going to be building out more of a dialogue and conversation, hoping to bring more attention to that, but it's going to take your help. And within that, I'm asking that anybody who runs across this, sees this, understands how appalling that is, and is also understanding of the injustice, please pass this on. Now, I've also seen that there's been some other YouTubers who have taken this on and talked about it. But I'm encouraging you, if you're interested in this story, pass this story on, whether it be my story or somebody else's, whether it be off of TikTok or YouTube. It's important that we get this information out to the public so they can understand the craziness that is happening with this couple, but in general in this country at this time. So I wanted to go ahead and just update you on this because I was recently introduced to this information. I wasn't really aware of what was going on. But within that, I think it's an important topic for us to go ahead and continually keep up in order for us to be able to help these people. And not just that, that reflects back to all of us. We have to understand that the more that we get in the routine of helping one another, being there for one another, the more that that becomes a reality that we carry out for each other regularly. So I just wanted to drop this on you. There's going to be more of a built out dialogue that I plan on doing on this. I hope that you chime in, and within chiming in, please pass on this message so more people know about this couple and the craziness, the crazy racism, the crazy bigotry that is happening right now within Colorado Springs, and the lack of accountability in the ways that people aren't even caring about how these people of dark melanated hue, black specific, are being marginalized in their communities. With that being said, all praises to the Most High Yah. And please like, subscribe, and please pass on this message so this is something that more people can be informed about and learn about. Thank you.